Hello, Speed Gaming, and welcome to not Z1. This is Z3. It's the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 7. We're in Week 6, about the midpoint of the week, beginner doors. And today we are featuring Scary Olive of Two Pearl, Two Furious, and Andy of the Perfect Unadulterated Gaming Squad, or the Pugs. I'm Jesse, Radical Sniper 99, joined today by Daaanty and Fishing Boo. Hello, Daaanty.
Hello, it's me, it's you, and I'm excited to be here with two pearls on the screen.
Yeah,
A classic meme. But
yes. I'm used to the three gloves. I've seen three gloves happen before, so I'm not maybe as familiar with the two pearls.
yeah, the two pearl happened back in 2018. Apparently, there was like actual two pearls in the seed main tournament. But anyway, looks like we are underway, as they would say.
Yep, and today's
bit of a delay here.
Yeah.
But
so beginner doors, I guess it's appropriate the two of us are kind of doing this. We're kind of part of the reason this is a mode this season. Hello everybody. You're welcome.
We apologize for nothing.
Yep.
Except we apologize for fun. But anyway, so this is going to be a standard start. This is beginner doors. What this kind of means is that there's door shuffle is on. It is a starting sword mode. We have the boots are on the screen, but they are pseudo boots. Therefore, you cannot use them to bonk anything. But this door shuffle is partitioned. So that means all of the Light World dungeons are kind of shuffled within each other. And I believe it's 1 through 4 crystal dungeons in the vanilla game for Dark World are shuffled. And then 5, 6, and 7 in GT are shuffled as well. So lobbies are vanilla. As you see, we are in Hyrule Castle. But as we go through the door, we're still in the same Hyrule Castle place. So it's going to be pretty chaotic here as we allow the streams here to sync up. We'll see Scary Olive go to the left and then be on the right yet again. But we've got multiple doors to go through here. I wonder which of those was faster, because they both took different routes, but they are perfectly synced up. Look at this.
Yeah, and we did see a little bit of knowledge here. If you've been practicing this mode, there's some really neat stuff to know about how doors works here. With the with that map scroll, it's kind of like a mirror. But what it allows you to do, especially at the start of the game, is if you use it immediately, you actually can get some bombs, some magic, and some arrows. So you see Andy did use it and was able to get 3 bombs, 10 arrows, and a quarter bar of magic. So a little bit of a knowledge advantage there to get that early resource. Although Olive did do it eventually anyway.
Yeah, anything to start with is going to be good. But we do have Olive, you need, please go back. Please kill that Igor. We need to kill the Igor.
Yeah, it is also enemy drop. So as you can see, Ball and Chain does not have our big key. So
yeah, that's a little unfortunate. But 2 small keys now. So Andy with a mirror, Olive going back. We need to use some of these small keys. We did see a small key door in one of these areas. I think Andy is on his way there. Olive as well.
Yeah, we saw a small key door on the right side of Hyrule Castle. Andy did find that up here. And it gives us the back.
And unfortunately, there is no way to bypass and save a key here. Both of those are keys. But we do get the lamp, another key for our troubles, and there's the big key. So now, Jesse, we can go get Zelda if we want to, but Andy's going to press forward here.
Yeah, I mean, you want to see kind of where this path ends, and pretty good that we did.
This is...
Andy's...
he's thinking about it, and he's like,
I'm a little I'll disagree personally with that decision. I think you full clear these, like, and part of that is just like from an experience perspective. Like, I would say Andy probably has a bit of an advantage with doors. So like, you don't just drop out that check. Nice Quake medallion.
So with that being Quake, that kind of changes things a little. There's one key at large, right? So there's an opportunity to bypass a key, and maybe that's Andy's thought process here. We could just get another small key, where Olive is headed here in Hera basement room. But, oh, it's a big key door. So we do have that big key. We'll be able to go through.
I mean, you're right. This could just be a small key at this point. And yeah, I don't want to say, luck, but, it worked out nicely for Andy to do that skip.
And honestly, I don't think it'd been too far for him to get back to it. Like if he goes and does everything else and then realizes, oh, there's still an item here, I can run back. It is a bit of a risk reward type thing though, for sure.
Yeah, so about a 4:45 escape for Andy. That's a good time for a full clear of the escape.
Yeah, there's Quake for Olive. And Olive going to make his way through the rest of this escape. But we are in the overworld now on Andy's side. It is normal overworld. There's no entrance shuffle. If we go through, that little cave up to the top right or on the right side of the screen, we'll go to the mountain. We need a glove, obviously, to do that. But no crazy overworld entrance shenanigans today.
Yeah, last week was the overworld entrances. This week is the dungeon stuff. So, we're mixing it up. Everybody's happy.
Are you sure about that?
No,
I don't know.
I'm not, but I'm going to just believe everybody is really happy with this one. It's been a fun mode. I've been practicing it, and as like somebody who doesn't play a lot of doors, I felt like I've been enjoying the work.
There's a bow in the Lost Woods spot. Andy getting to that first, but do believe that's not something Olive is going to skip out on, so Olive will be getting his bow momentarily. Some more arrows to go with it. Nice care package there in Lost Woods for that whole ammunition type situation.
Now, I guess the question I've got for you, Daaanty, is have you been trying the mode out much this week? Or, like, I know you said you're not playing this week, but, like, were you prepping in case?
I played a few of these. I was feeling, pretty good about it. Not that I thought I was going to be some unstoppable force, but I was having a good time with it for what it is. I don't think it's going to be the next casual boots by any stretch, as far as like overall popularity with the community, but definitely fun.
So in that time, did you start to develop a strategy for how you would approach these? Like, what are you looking to do? As we do get our mirror and our boots, by the way.
Our real boots. Yeah, let's go. We'll take those. Honestly, with the small sample size, there's not I don't think there's really a meta for this. Some people who did the beginner doors tournament, I'd say, or have participated in beginner doors on ladder, maybe have a little more an idea of what they like to do as far as a strategy. It's kind of, it's like open mode to me. Make a decision based off of what items I have, and then make some risks as far as if I want to dive a dungeon.
Yeah, I think the way I've been playing this has been, do the early world, light world dungeons as much as you can. Try to get everything done there because they're going to be the easiest to route overall. Good chance for full clears that you don't have to worry about. So like right now, Eastern's going to look really nice on Andy's side. When it comes to Dark World, if I can hit a dungeon pretty early, great. I try not to hit Thieves Town because looking for that attic can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah, for sure.
And then try to last hit Mitt's dungeons. Like those are going to be the really rough ones. Like I think we've seen it so far this week where routing a Mitt's dungeon is difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I do want to say that while we've been discussing the meta, we've gotten quite a plethora of items. We do have a mirror now. We do have real boots. We got water boots, shoes, flippers, the whole thing. Now the whole thing's kind of opened up, Jesse. This is where it's like, okay, maybe, Eastern being a crystal. Well, maybe we go dive Eastern. I'd feel a little better about it if I had a glove, but you don't need one per se.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing you always got to keep in mind is what equipment can I get away with? you know, or to beat these dungeons. Like, we've got the lamp, we've got the bow. That's everything that could be needed for any of the Light World dungeons. There is some question marks of, like, you know, how does the desert layout work? Like, is desert laid out absolutely horribly and we can't get everything done with just the book? Or do we need a flute mirror to get through it? Whereas Eastern's like, yeah, worst case, there's some dark rooms and there's some red Igors. We can deal with them, so we're good.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the library has. A mushroom. So we got some overworld shenanigans that we may need to do. Not sure if Andy skipped out on Bottle Vendor.
He went back for it.
He did go back. Okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say with Olive going back
he
in,
dropped
he's
into
gonna
the
get
well
it.
a second time.
Oh, and powder. Oh, Andy just bailed on the powder.
He doesn't have a hammer. I mean, it's fine.
Team meeting. How many screens does it take to go back? Okay. All right. Well, it'll be fine.
Daaanty, I gotta ask you, like, is this why you guys are having trouble this season? Like, not to rub salt in the wound, but like, is this the problem? These radical skips from Andy? Like, man.
The problem is we're a bunch of has-beens with a gamer named Werfjig hanging out with us, so also while we are seeing nothing here at the drain spot at the dam, a big shout out to Fishing Boo for doing the tracking for us today. We actually do have a tracker signed up for this race, so a big thanks to them for getting that done for us and keeping us in check here. Already got those crystals and pendants marked in Light World, saving me a bit from looking like an idiot. All right, now I agree with Olive. Olive's going to go get this powder right now. Nothing of the sort as far as good items in Mini Moldorm Cave, but a little extra health to go along with that blue mail. Andy is going to go over to Ice Rod Cave, but does not have any money, really. Very short for the Zora play potential.
Yeah, I mean, we've got okay money, but not nearly the Zora money, so we'll probably still see that area. Like, we've got plenty of checks to make with the flippers, and we can do the water walk with the real boots, so... Honestly, though, I do like having powder early because, like, one of the things to think about with this mode is, you know, you can't guarantee a lot of the kindness of normal dungeons. It's one of those things where, like, the extra little safeties, like the fact that we got half magic already is actually really, really nice. And, like, kind of the underrated item of this mode, besides the bottles. Like, those combined are just so extra powerful here because, like, you think about Turtle Rock as a dungeon, it's like, hey, you're guaranteed that full magic before trying X. Right now, no. Like, you don't know what the layout of TR is.
That's true. $50 here on Hobo. We do have some divergence, though. You know, Olive heading over here to the eastern area. Going to be diving dungeons. We don't know how many items are here. Jesse, we usually say there's 3 items. Now we don't know. We simply do not know today. But we'll know when we get in, thanks to the compass thing, I think, already being there. Yes, 6 items here today. That's including, I guess, 1 small key and maybe, just maybe, a big key.
There's a big fat maybe about that big key. And that the fact that we found the main hub room of Eastern does not mean that that big chest is in Eastern either. So, like, that big chest could just be in Aga Tower for all we know.
Yeah. Oh, I love this room backwards. It's my favorite because you don't know what to do. And this one,
Oh, we will have a big key here in this dungeon.
Yeah,
okay.
We do.
Aga Tower is not guaranteed to have a big key, but with the door rando, what happens is there's chances for everything to kind of be a little mishmash. There's only a few dungeons we know have a big key and a big chest.
True. And Chad is pointing out to us, apparently in that lobby, if our eyes did not catch it but over on that left side, there was a big key
Oh,
door
did I miss
right
the
in
big
the lobby.
door? Okay.
Oh, we both did. It's okay. We can go hang out with Aga. He's chilling in Eastern today. Hopefully, we only have to see this cutscene one time. Man, imagine coming here without a starting sword. That would be not great. But you have a path to choose here on Olive Sides, north or south. He is going to choose south, and you're seeing a lot of these Hyrule Castle entrances here, and that's kind of that partition shuffle. And all of a sudden, we're back at Hera. But that's 3 of the 6 items. We have gotten that big key. There is a small key available, so 2 more.
Yeah, and we saw Andy take that right side check. That just led back to that first room we found. So found a little bit of a different side of Eastern Palace, but yeah, this is the way we have to go here. Now, one of the things we didn't get to see yet is the flashing red square that we now see on Olive Side. That indicates you're on a super tile with the boss. So super tiles are kind of these large groups of rooms. And how the game is built, like, it's... you get used to them.
You do. But, like, if you're looking for the boss and you have a choice of 2 up doors, most likely, you know, you want to go to the up doors and just find one instead of, like, the right or left. Like, if the TR lobby had that, we'll say if that had that red square. Yeah. But, hey, there's the small key. We can open that right door in the lobby that has no use.
Awesome. Because Andy's starting to realize, I'm getting close to Zora money. I'm going to get this.
All right, so we'll see where Olive decides to go now. Has started at Sanctuary. Does have this mushroom out. Are we heading to the right? We're not. We're headed left. This may be the maybe the Bonk Rocks check.
Yeah. I'm surprised we're going to do that one check by itself here. We don't have a ton.
He did, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he did. Oh, Master Sword. So this is a little weird because now you start to think about like Aga Tower. It could be like, you know, two whole rooms or something. Okay, you don't have a glove, Olive, but I respect it. I think I'm strong enough without gloves too when I go to the gym.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. And even setting up a Houlihan, like, we can set one up. It's just not always high knowledge for everybody. Like, there is a way to do it here.
Yeah.
There is the bonk setup over on Death Mountain Ascent screen. And, like, you can set it up. It's just how comfortable are you with such a play? And Andy really wants to just go, oh, there we go. There's Kana Somaria on Lake Hylia. I feel like Andy's hoping to get a glove or something before going back for Bonk Rocks, so...
I feel like he's also hoping for like $15 or $16.
Yeah, true.
Maybe
one of them's got to have a red 20. Come on.
Yeah, a 20 has got to be available. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. 2 red things.
Unfortunately, he's going to spend every last dollar and be absolutely screwed if we have to go to pod soon.
Look, you just hard reset this away if it comes down to it. Oh, is that a moon pearl? I think that was 1 pearl, 1 furious on the ledge. It was kind of small.
I was going to say I wasn't sure if it was a piece of heart.
It might be a piece of heart, but I think it was a little more rounded. We shall see if Andy goes for it. But Zora gonna have $20, terrible refund, and we're going for it. That's got to be a moon pearl.
Yeah, that's got to be.
I know Andy's washed and all, but like I don't think he would be running this far for 1 heart piece.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. It was the pearl. See, I need to see more stuff. My eyes are absolutely terrible. So
now, once Olive gets that, that's going to be pretty good for him with that Master Sword already. That could just be our Dark World access. with the way this is, kind of panned out.
Yeah, it is looking like
Gain
this
in
team might just
logic
be
too.
saying go do Aga into pod, which means terrible for both of them in terms of money.
Yeah, it
Although
would be
Olive might
pretty
luck
bad.
out a little bit better with having still being below Zora. Or was this a... Okay.
All right, so Andy's resetting the mushroom away. Interesting. Maybe he's really trying not to get that powder. He saw
He's
Kane.
gonna have to go
I
for
mean,
the
it makes
Kane.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense. All right, so Olive now with the knowledge of that somaria. And this will be Master Sword for Andy.
And we are down to just Aga Tower. I believe.
Yeah, it's that or Agahnim. Take your pick. And I don't think you're going to get a hammer and a glove in Agahnim. If you do, I have questions. So
It's like the uncle, a sword and a shield.
that could happen. So the thing to remember here, lobbies are vanilla. That means the entrance and exit doors are. So you still have to go through the normal or the all shuffled way to get outside, which is what Andy is doing here. And into Aga Tower we go. This is a super tile set here. So these are going to be linked together. Andy going to do the old NMG strat. Let the toes touch. Get the double spin from behind.
Love good old dinner bell strats.
That's right.
And it's still a small key, but not a small key door there.
Yeah, we'll take that though.
See, Olive gave me a little bit better of a view.
Ooh, a flute.
Oh.
So this is going to give us mountain access, but it's only 2 items, or 3 rather, if you count at least one in Hera.
That.
Yeah, forgot Hera.
I mean, we got Old Man Rescue, top of Spec Rock, inside of Spec Rock, and Hera. So at least 4, or probably even better than that, given the doors. I think you still beat Aga Tower here. Like, I would still kill Aga, regardless, just in case.
Yeah.
Like, unless I completely dead-end myself in here and would have to go all the way back to the beginning, I think I'm going to kill Aga.
I mean, it makes sense. Also, I guess, since you did ask, like, what our issues were this season, I mean, me counting things is very difficult, as we just saw. But we do have a big chest here in Aga Tower. It looks like desert, but it's here. That's $20. That's 4 out of the 8 items. Olive not too far behind, though, heading into the Hyrule Castle entrance to get to this area. And we'll be following Andy very shortly.
Yeah, one of the other fun things for this week, by the way, is our item counters. So as you can see there in the top right, we actually know how many checks both runners have made throughout this race. So as you can see, Andy up to 55 checks total to Olive's 54. Another bottle. And we have gotten all the items at Aga Tower, so the big pull is our flute. But it looks like Andy is going to continue on to Aga here.
Yeah, round and round we go. This is one of the longer Aga Towers. But I believe after we light these 4 torches, we are going to be headed in based off of good old red square. So these are not going to be guaranteed 0 blue balls. Could get a few. There's one.
You just had to say it, didn't you?
I did. I mean, I was trying to explain to people, this ain't like week 1, where it's just hit everything back.
Yep. That was nice for a week. And that's the thing. I like the idea of like if it's an AD thing where I have to do everything, just make it 0. Make my life better. But with this, like, no, it's fine. We can keep some blue balls in this. Now, the unfortunate part here for Olive is going left at that juncture, that Eastern Palace juncture room, is going to miss the right side Eastern chest, which is our last item. Because the only other check is the one coming up for the back of Desert, and that was our last small key, so Olive going to leave an item here.
I think you'll be fine. I mean, it wasn't
a valuable item. It's always one of those things. I've seen too much this week of saying, like, somebody misses a check and it's important, and like you gotta wonder how much that weighs on people.
It can, for sure, especially in like a mode that's not, you know, played 18,000 times a day like this one.
So Andy does pick up the blue boomerang off of Pyramid and is gonna go activate that flute, which makes sense. He doesn't have money for a pod.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else he can do. He could have gotten the cane, but with the partition door shuffle going into Hera, he's not going to have to worry about, like, you know, needing it for, say, something like Icebreaker or Diver Down. Like if we were to find some Ice Palace or Swamp Rooms, the partitioning won't allow those to appear there. So I don't know if he was actually thinking that, but if he was, it was heads up thinking. If not, you know, go activate.
I thought he was just going to hover, like TR and everything today.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's do it. I'm for it.
I mean, you only have to get through that first room of TR. Like, I'm sure Andy's got no trouble hovering that. Down goes Agatho for Scary Olive. Yeah, we have not seen a Dark World map check. Please. And Olive's going to go get Kane.
I mean, go to the Y items, you know?
The only problem is it's a lot to get there.
I mean, it is. So we are going to check Agahnim here.
I like doing it after the Old Van Rescue. He's going to have a nice, easy start back at the mountain for all the checks.
Oh, yeah. All right, what's Agahnim got for us today? 3 bombs. But that's Kane for Scary Olive. Pretty sure he will be heading towards his flute activation.
Yeah, and Olive, I don't believe Olive picked up that blue boom. I think that's a worthwhile item to have. Like, it's nice for some of those crystal switch rooms that we'll see later.
All right,
we got a Pendant Swamp and a Pendant Thieves with our 5/6s of TR and Ice Palace. So really,
here we go. 9 items.
Yeah, either we're getting a hammer here or a hook shot or hopefully the money to get in a pod.
All right, well, that's going to kind of loop around. You love to see stuff like that.
Yeah,
But one
drop
thing about this
downs are
door,
the important thing.
yeah, with doors, Andy is going to be able to drop down, and that could be your intended way to access some of these areas. So, first check, going to be a small key. Oh, and we do see the red square.
And we got to see some NMG strats in Hera in the beetle room. But we need a big key.
I think that was a small key door. I think Andy could have
Oh,
gone
was it?
through it.
Sorry.
But
I looked away and I was like, why are we mirroring? I figured it was because of the tiles.
Yeah, I mean...
So then I guessed it was the keys.
Yeah, you could drop and save the key, so that kind of makes sense too. So you could deduce potentially which ones you want to go spend. All right, so Andy is going to do that whole drop down here, save the key, and see if we can access this door. We can, so we're going to go fight Moldorm now.
Good clean kill. And a small key for a small key. Would have been the swap. Meanwhile, Olive has found some Agate Tower rooms here. So while all of the Hera rooms are, of course, normally stacked from their drop downs, the other part of this is, well, there we go. There's a glove there. You know, there's going to be that question mark of where these other stairs lead to. So we do find Agate Tower. We get a glove. We've got some more Agate Tower here. This will be part of the Dark Maze.
Deeper we go. Can you do the Dark Maze backwards?
Well, and Olive, go back.
Olive, please go push the block. Please.
Yeah, please.
So that's one of the fun things about this. See, that's a shutter door at the top. So Olive is going to have to go down there and press that block, or push it, I should say. And when you push that, it opens the door. And a lot of people are like, oh, did they add that for doors? No, that's how the vanilla game was too.
Yeah. It's just we almost never go backwards in Agate Tower. And this is kind of the big question for this week is, you know, I don't want to say like you had to practice this week, but your familiarity with doors and some of these little tricks really will help decide some of the later portions.
Sure. Yeah, you want to be a little familiar with the nuances. It's still better. The beginner doors nuances nowhere near. Oh, he's opening this door. He should have enough keys. If this one's a key door too, it is. So he's gonna have to spin one regardless. Thought maybe he could get away with not having to spin one on that right side, but all right. So we looped around. Okay, Olive could go down right side unless we've already done that.
Right side might just lead to this part that Andy found.
Possible. It does. Look at that. All right, it's a big key for Andy now as well. So big chest is still at large.
Yeah, and there's the last check for Andy, so he knows he just has big chest left at this point.
Yeah, so he'll be able to drop down And look at that, getting the bumper dash. God, that scared the ever-living crap out of me.
I was gonna say he's been going for it a bunch, and he keeps hitting it, and every time I'm like, I feel like I need to know that.
Tempered
It just
sword.
looks so smooth.
So, with that glove,
we can grind out the money to get into pod.
That, and we can go to Catfish. And Andy is going to go visit the rock. The infamous rock.
Yep.
Anyway, so we're going to get a decent amount of money here every time. Is it $50?
Yes.
So gotta get just enough, and he does with that one pull.
And Olive is actually going to skip out on Moldorm here. Interesting.
Not a bad call.
Yeah, he knows it's a small
few
key.
things.
Like, the only real question is, I know it's so unlikely to be ped, so, like, not a bad skip at this point.
I think it's a good skip. Oh, yeah. Is he
He's going for 20 rupee.
This was going to be a little slower because more door transitions.
Yeah.
But he's got what he needs. We can...
Yeah, I mean, each runner has, I think, the same, like, an opposite skip of each other. Like, Andy skipped out on that last check in Hyrule Castle, whereas Olive skipped out on Moldorm. So, like, very even. Andy's just a little bit ahead in terms of the process. Like, the question is, does Olive decide to skip out on Catfish and head straight for pod at this point?
I mean,
he does, so he'll be first to pod.
Olive's cooking. All right, so now I want to know where Andy's going.
He's getting cane.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it makes a lot of sense. There's some rooms that actually really benefit from having Cane of Somaria. The block throw / kick in that back of pod room, that back of pod statue room, depending on how you get to it and whether or not you've hit the crystal switch, that can get a lot better having Cane. So he's prepping himself for the possibility of this room of that room showing up and being bad.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we have the Swamp Palace drop-down room. Famous left side swamp. This is going to be one guaranteed item right here, or rather I should say check, but it is an item.
I mean, this is a very dense pod. 13 items, 4 of them guaranteed to be small keys. Good chance there's a big key as well. Actually, yeah, we know there's a big key, don't we? Because we do see a big key door. So, and Olive going right back, gonna hit up the right drop. We know that the switch is going to be down in its original state, so this is fine. I might have done the left drop instead of the right drop just in case on this vanilla big key chest door, but it was a small key door, so no loss for Olive there either.
Yeah. Olive going to continue his trek here down Turtle's room. Can get some more money here.
We definitely do need it. We've got a few things that will require something, so good to pick it up here.
Yeah, gonna need a few dollaroos. All right, so correct me if I am wrong, because I could be. there is the opportunity that we don't even need hammer to beat this dungeon.
Correct. The bombs are sufficient, so you need at least 5 to kill Helma.
Yeah, the bombs would come into play, but Andy making his way to Turtles. Olive back into the pod lobby. Had a moment of indecision, trying to think things through. You can see a big barrier there instead of the tiny one that we can normally hammer yump. That chest very well could be part of a different dungeon. So that is placed there, so you can't cross dungeon travel and really cause yourself some trouble in these types modes.
Yeah, you'll notice it as another one. The pod arena has a similar setup to it. There's some extra little nubs, I guess we'll call them, on the rails to make sure you can't hover through those either.
All right, both runners at 8 out of 13 checks here. One's going to be the boss, and we've got one more key at large and this big chest.
But Andy has made his way and has found where Helma is, so we're going to get the Helma fight.
Good old bomb Helma. One thing to be careful of here. You see the door is still open. That way, if you were to accidentally go into a boss room and you don't want to have to mirror, you can leave, but you can also get pushed out the door. Yeah. Can be...
Helma can say leave. Helma can say go away.
A bad time if that happens. But Andy gets the fight done. Tempered Sword making phase 2 easy. Hammer on Helma. Okay.
Great.
That's some spicy meatballs, let me tell you.
Lovely.
You love to see it.
I mean, just looking at what we still need for this seed, like we can say,
well, we need
the rods, we need mitts. I think there's a good enough chance that we're gonna need another medallion still, but that might be sufficient here.
Very possible. Let's see. Is that? There's still going to be one item at large. Andy right behind Olive as far as checking this big chest.
And we know one item is hook locked.
Okay. And if that's the case, yeah, you're right. There's still one item at large for us.
Yeah, and Olive had seen it, so yeah, it is just hook locked.
All right, so with the hammer, Southern Dark World is open and available to us. So I believe Andy is going to be heading that way. It would be out of the way. We could go climb the mountain yet again, do East Death Mountain. But this is going to yield a decent number of checks. 5 bombs left here for Olive. Going to get the splash damage there. So I think he's going to be okay with this.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
One more.
Unfortunately, that throws are just really kind of a little offline. So,
Ether Medallion here in Hype Cave. Oh, down to 1 heart. Got to be a little careful. Should be good. Just 1 or 2 more hits, I believe, and gets it done.
I was a little surprised we were not seeing use of the sword. Like that tempered sword would have been a lot safer, probably. But nice hammer for Olive.
All right, so K45 checked for Andy. Gonna be heading over to race game area as well, like in Light World, I guess I should say, but dig game as well. Olive gonna be getting his goodies here. So dig game coming up here in just a second. And then if we don't get I guess we do have normal Dark World access. So the world's kind of our oyster.
Yeah. Like, I think you do Skull here. You hope for the attic to show up. We didn't find it in pod, so you do Skull with the hopes that it's there. And then if it's not there, you just dive Thieves and hope to get it anyway. And there's our hook shot. So regardless, we have ways to find the Thieves' attic to deal with Skull and Thieves, hopefully. Oh, we don't even need to beat Thieves, sorry. Like, realistically beat Skull then, and then see where we're at.
Assuming we can beat it, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, there's the chance that it's hook locked, but... Or, sorry, fire rod locked.
There's always a chance. Powder check for Andy. He gets it done. He is going to take these items and head to the mountain. Kind of like this. There's a good plethora up here. And with the hook, it's not as annoying as it is to go all the way up. Gonna go Waffle House. Has to take a little bit of a speed bump there. Getting it done, though. Hook now for Scary Olive. And he is going to head over to Mirror as well. I'm really glad he didn't get that item dash there. That could have been really tragic.
Yeah, and he's going to avoid some of these dungeons a little bit. Just see if we can do... And works out very nicely getting the fire rod, and Olive just right behind him.
Yeah, so Olive will be getting that too. I mean, that could be a time save for Olive if, you know...
I don't think there's a world where he doesn't hit it, though, later.
Yeah. But, you know, could be like me and just forget stupid things. We got another bow, so silver is now available. So let's see. Let's take inventory here, Jesse. We need mitts and an ice rod and maybe a medallion.
Yeah, not too bad at this point. Good chance. You know, hopefully we can find the ice rod first. And then hopefully can be kind of go-moding our mitts dungeons. That would be the ideal here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a look at the floating island. Just some arrows, though, so not so lucky yet. But yeah, like, even if we get the mitts before the ice rod, we still have 2 crystal dungeons that are not mitts locked, so good opportunity in Skull and Desert to find the ice rod before even having to consider some of those late dungeons. As we said, those mitts dungeons are always kind of the worry. They are dense. They're usually 15 plus, 20 plus checks. The key numbers start to get a little absurd sometimes, you know, A, B keys. So you want to save those until the end, hopefully.
We want to hope.
Yes.
Well, it's time to go to Village of Outcasts for Andy. I'm pretty sure Olive's going to be, like, literally right behind.
Yeah, I mean,
there's not a world
first here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, these two have kept it very close, and Andy's actually going to hit Village of Outcasts first. Okay.
I mean, there's an argument in some of these Doors modes where people like to check the overworld first. I guess because of fill algorithms or something, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard that the Doors branch is more likely to put overworld than dungeons, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, not a guaranteed thing, just kind of a, you know, I guess a technological and probably perceived bias. But we'll see what we get out of this. Andy may dive. I mean, you may see Andy dive thieves. I'd be a little surprised if he does. You know, you're guaranteed the first room's gonna have a chest in it, so like you could always do that in mirror and then come back. But you know, do you have that kind of time? Do you want to invest the time? It looks like he is gonna head north. And Olive also doing the same strats, going to be doing Village of Outcasts. Gonna check King's Tomb, bonking it open with the real boots. Gets a red mail.
I was gonna say, have we really gotten much in the dungeons? We did get a glove in Aga Tower. We got
a lamp.
Yeah.
We got a hammer on Helma. We got a decent bit.
There's been a spread.
Yeah.
Between the two.
Here's the 3 bombs there on Magic Bat for Olive. Andy leaving Graveyard Ledge. I think we'll see him maybe peek at the bumper ledge on his way back to Skull Woods.
Yeah, it's really our last chance for that check.
But I would expect a full clear here. Skull Woods next. That's probably... I mean, honestly, that's going to lead to the next piece unless, you know, I guess it is potentially, you know, Pendant Swamp time. Oh, that's a book.
Okay, that'll be interesting if that's going to be required for desert access now.
Okay, we're going into Thieves Town on Olive's side. This is what we like to call a pivotal moment, because no idea when Andy might go here. But if there is progression, okay, not so pivotal.
We got one check item. And it was a key.
All right, a Burna.
It's invincibility, just the wrong invincibility.
And Andy throwing a bomb to the right. He's sliding to the right and sliding to the down.
Dropping a bomb in a pit as well. So bombs are valuable resources, people, especially indoors. Look at all these bomb walls we have to blow up. Nice little loop there in Skull.
All right, another small key in the Vanilla Big Key chest of Skull Woods. All these super tile pieces. Now we got some new and exciting things here. Here is Thieves Town. Now this is going to lead to that big chest, and with this happening, there's 2 big chests in this dungeon. One of those fun things. Is that a new team name waiting to happen? Two big chests, 2 furious.
I'm sure somebody will run with the joke eventually.
No, my joke was not good. They won't run with that one.
They'll come up with the you know, that was the starting point. You gave the initial launch.
I appreciate you hyping me up there. Going further through Skull Woods. We luckily don't have to light these torches today. We get to go backwards. And no, we got the pod arena. Jesse mentioned this earlier as Andy bonks across. You see the little extra pieces there, and that's so you can't hover and break the game. Or invent some new bomb jump.
This community doesn't come up with stuff like that. What are you talking about? We don't break this game all the time.
We definitely don't.
There is a lot to this skull, though. 7 small keys, but also the 15 items, so quite a bit, 7 possible items of value. Question is, what are we going to find? Are we actually going to get something?
We can hope we get something. 6 more checks, 2 more small keys. And the mitts.
Okay.
Who says dungeons don't have progression today?
So we're
now,
looking for Ice Rod and maybe Bombos.
This is quickly getting, I would say, nasty end game.
Yeah.
Like, do you just hope for the best, or it's what you don't want to see? I think in a doors race is an ice rod hunt. Oh, we are going to find the Thieves Town attic. So this is crucial if you want to beat blind and beat that pendant. So Andy going to bomb this open, and that way we can beat blind when the time comes, if the time comes. Big if true. So we don't really have a way over to the backside of Skullwoods. However, we can go this way.
We did actually. We saw that with.
Oh, we did.
They found the back here. So the question is, it's the back middle that we don't know where it is.
Ah, you're absolutely right.
So like, Olive's going to give us that check, and the important thing is that that's a pot. We know that that's going to be. Actually, that's going to be our last item because Andy's found moth, and Olive's going to get this check here. What is in this? And it's just money.
Oh, solid fight there from Andy. 1 spike moved. Well, that is crystal number 3 for Andy and the Pugs, with Olive very, very close behind as we see that red square. He'll be getting his 3rd crystal to even things up for 2 Pearl, 2 Furious.
But Olive going to have to go back in for those mitts. Going to have to find that Thieves Town big key chest room, because that is our last, or that's the most important thing we found here.
All right, is Moth going to cooperate for Olive, or is he going to act a fool? And it looks like he is going to act a fool for us and kind of get up there in that top area, but he does finally come out of there so Olive can take care of him, and that's crystal 3.
I was gonna say, that's not a terrible moth. It's definitely not the kindness that Andy was given, but still a decent fight. We've seen a lot worse moths.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. Is Olive going back in? He's thinking about it. Oh no, he's leaving.
Now, here's where that leaves us. This is the big question. Like, where is Ice Rod? If Ice Rod is in one of these non-mitts checks and Olive gets it, Andy could find himself full clearing mire, full clearing ice,
sure,
full clearing desert, and diving TR for that Ice Rod, and gives Olive a nice opportunity if he can find it first.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, let me grasp at some straws here. Maybe Olive is just gonna check these items since he didn't do this initially, and then once he finds out nothing's here, I could see him making a case for like, okay, let me go back for like the 1 or 2 checks in Skull Woods. But we'll see what he decides. Andy in the Dark Mountain. But as you know, chat pointed out, I think you mentioned, like, if he gets the Ice Rod somewhere else off the path, then it's a huge pivot.
We're also
All
going to
right,
get that medallion information from Andy, so he wants to know if he's also looking for Bombos now. And he is looking for Bombos. We got no reason to dive TR.
All right. Is Bombos just going to be here in Hookshot Cave? $20. Chest 1, chest 2, 3, and 4 coming up quick. 300. You'd love to see it. We finally found some money and more money with $50. Fourth chest going to be 10 arrows. No goodies here. Just a lot of cash.
Yeah, we thought maybe Olive would have headed towards back to Skull, but instead we are going to get that catfish play that we saw on Andy's side earlier. So, gonna leave the mitts behind. We'll see what that means for Olive. Like, this could mean Swamp coming soon.
Very true. Andy in Spike Cave with that blue cane. Spike Cave going to yield $300. Jesse, we went from no money to all the money that you could ask for in the land of Hyrule.
This is mean. Like, I can't agree with the game here.
Well, I guess we're going to go beat Desert, maybe Meyer, maybe do something entirely different.
Andy is going to play by the idea that Overworld is the answer in this mode.
Maybe so.
We were talking about this as kind of the operating principle of like, Overworld seems better, so stick to it.
Yeah, gonna go actually do Smith Chain. Any Smith Chain enjoyers out there?
And the thing is, it's not going to be too slow of a check. He can turn in the Smith, do hammer pegs, and he can just flute with the purple chest. We know we can't get Bombo's tablet. Book's not going to just magically appear on purple chest. We know it's there on bumper. So, like, unless you pull cape suddenly, it doesn't matter.
What if we pull cape right here?
I mean, sure, but no, it's just the last 3 hundo.
I was trying my best to like will it into happening, but
I seriously believe that's our last 300 in the seed at this point. I think that's all of them.
All right, looks like this is the swamp die. Oh, Bombo's on Smith Chain, so it is just an ice rod hunt now for Andy. The thing he definitely wanted to happen. Andy always loves ice rod hunts.
I was gonna say, I think that's all runners. I don't think that's exclusive to Andy, but yeah.
No, it's like hovering. It's just exclusive to Andy.
Oh, right. I forgot. It's like plot armor, I guess, too. I don't know.
Yeah. The plot armor. If that had been an ice rod, I'd have called plot armor for sure. Like I'd have summoned Solsky from the depths to come into the chat room here. But pivotal moment, as I've been saying, into Swamp Palace here for Olive. I don't see Andy coming here for a while, given what he has access to. So if Ice Rod is here, that is absolutely huge.
Never mind.
I genuinely was.
Do we need
really
to summon
to hype
Solsky?
this up. Oh.
Is this when Solsky gets involved?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go mode for Andy. Now it's just all right. Now we got to learn a brand new game, find a red square.
Yeah, we are just looking for the red squares in every dungeon, and find a boss and kill it. We're going to start with our easiest dungeon left. Desert's a pretty simple one to work through. Not a ton of rooms, not a ton of items. As you can see, Andy's trying to find rooms that definitely give a better shot at up doors to walk into the Landmo fight.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to skip anything necessarily because realistically, we might need a key like this. Yeah,
and that big key could be important.
So like, we said that for this dungeon. For Ice Palace, we're obviously going to look for downs. Those down doors are the answer there. And he's pretty much fully explored the front of Desert, so he's going to instead not worry about that back and just head for the left entrance now. And good thing you got that key earlier, because we need it.
All right, well, we have found the red square on Olive's side. We can go fight Argus if we so choose, and it looks like we so choose.
Yeah, the thing is those front of thieves, or the thieves' rooms, can be really a little confusing because of how those crystal switches interact with each other. Like, if you're not paying attention, those doors have a very like subtle dance to them of how they kind of line up.
Indeed, they do. Looks
And
like
good thing we got those keys. Big key and a
Frederick
small key required.
living yet again.
I don't know. After 80 KDB week, I'm not a fan of his, and I kind of would have killed him. Sorry, not sorry.
I would have if I had a master sword, but Andy's loadout here is, really good. There's not a whole lot you need except for keys and such. But we do need to go into Dark World here.
Yeah, we got 3 Mitt's dungeons to go. We have to beat Ice, Mire, and Turtle Rock.
Would you say Ganon's Tower is a Mitt's dungeon?
Yeah, but it's kind of just always something I'm gonna not talk about. I don't know. Ganon's Tower is ugly.
A few moments later.
Near the front.
We've got a restream bot.
So let's go.
Restream bot is live. Yo.
We're back.
We're back.
Made it back live. Let's go.
And right as Andy found Viddy.
All right, so we gave you guys a little bit of a radio broadcast. Appreciate those who are hanging out still. But we are up to 5 crystals now for Andy.
Looks like, I believe Olive took down Swamp Palace, turned in the green pendant for nothing.
He did. He also went back into Pod looking for the last item, and I think this is going to be him going back to Skull Woods.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's probably going to be, or it could be Thieves, and that's going to be really unfortunate as well. I will say these early Mitt's dungeons being so rough does mean there's a good chance we'll have nicer TR or GT layouts potentially.
Yeah, it is possible for sure. Olive actually into Thieves Town, so this is going to send him further off the beaten path, which is a little unfortunate. In that time where we were down, Andy has picked up the gold sword. Gonna need probably a big key here. There's a big key door. Olive going deeper into thieves. Round and round he goes with these. With the way this is kind of all laid out. But yeah, Olive not finding Mitts in Skull Woods, but also not finding the bomb door. So even if he gets too blind, not going to be able to fight blind for the pendant. But Andy dropping into the hole, getting ready to head into the Ice Armos fight. With the silver is going to be inconsequential. Andy pulling a big key there, as well as the second of 4 smalls. Four checks here in this GT room. We call this the DM room or Dark Magician room. But another small key of the only thing of value here. But we are mirroring back to the start. Going to be heading back into ice. We got to get this crystal. Just which way do we go?
I was trying to see if I could sort out audio. We don't have any on ours. I don't know if the
stream has audio. They can hear. They can hear cadence. That's what's important.
Cool. As long as they're all good, I'll live without.
Andy gonna pull the shovel from the big chest and gonna try to hover that really quickly. Did not do so. It's another one of those gotchas there. Going through.
We need to find the torches section of Mire for that down door. So we'll need to come probably in from the right side, go left to be able to get into the Mire torches to get down to Cold Stair.
I believe you're right. Sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah, so this room here will lead to the switch room, and then down here is Cold Stair. Yep.
Yeah, super tile knowledge coming in handy here. And into the fight we go. This will be Crystal 6. Once Andy completes the fight.
I was gonna say, at this point, Andy just has everything. We have red mail, butter, silvers, half magic. Like, Andy could have a full inventory if he wanted. Has a shovel. We didn't find a bug net, but could get a book. Like, everything else is behind the mitts at this point. There's really nothing Olive can find.
Yeah, and the situation we're in here with this, it's unfortunate. You don't want to see a race like decided like this. It does happen occasionally, unfortunately, but leaving an item behind like that could definitely really swing things. Maybe that hint there, because if you bring the maiden there like you just saw, it lets you know which dungeon has the bomb room. So with Skull Woods, maybe that'll jog his memory to think, hey, there's a little bit extra I need to do there.
Yeah, the problem is that it's not just the attic is there. It's the fact that the actual chest we need in Skull Woods is just a single check room. It's the big key chest, which might not be obvious of a room to get to. Sometimes those like one-off little spots can be the ones that are so easy to not remember how to get to or which door you didn't check. Especially when it's a redive like this. Like, Olive could be looking for a right-facing door, just because he
Right.
thinks he's looking for the Thieves' Town attic and not necessarily a left-facing door for that item.
We are back in Skullwoods though, so this is good. This is good. Potentially going to lead us to our mitts.
Meanwhile, Andy into Turtle Rock, 15 checks, 7 small keys. And of course, a big key, so this is one of those dungeons that is guaranteed to have its own big chest in it. Just because of those vanilla lobbies.
Indeed it is.
Like, is that door to the left right there? Was that where the mitts were? Like, that's the concern here. Which of these doors was it?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember.
Okay, it was this
yes,
one.
this is it. Here we go.
Yep. Meanwhile, Andy found one of the more interesting parts of the Mitts dungeon set, Turtle Rock, or sorry, the GT Torch Room. This can always be an interesting one because that drop down is separate from the stairs.
Yes.
So there are 2 paths there. It's one of those divergence points and can really get kind of annoying. But Andy's staying up here hoping to get some items, and he finds Laser Bridge, which honestly, that's not bad.
And there's his big key for this dungeon. 10 arrows in chest 2. 2 more to go. Speaking of 2, multiply it by 10, we get a big 20. We get 2 of them.
And while Olive does have those mitts and is about to get Ice Rod, does need to do Smith Chain for Bombos.
Yeah, which is also kind of out of the way, but at least he'll be able to do Mire here. And from what we saw on Andy's screen, it looks like you're going to have to do the majority of Mire anyway. And we have found Trinex just up the stairs and to the left, minus the left.
Yeah, that's the thing. You do that drop down and it's like, oh, it's a red square. Oh, it's just up the steps. Okay, sure.
And this is another one of those rooms where if you do the spin, he could push you right on out the door, but he's pushing him over to the left, so
Yeah, and he was
solid
well
fight.
aligned. That Trinex was dead center in the room, so that push shouldn't have done that. Usually the more dangerous doors for that kind of behavior is the ones that are bomb walls. Bomb walls usually have a bit more of a suction effect to them,
Yes.
oddly enough, so...
That is Crystal 7 for Andy. And off he goes to Ganon's Tower. As much as we've seen, this could be a tiny GT.
Yeah,
You were
I'm
kind of saying it might be pretty easy, and I mean, I think just the sheer number of rooms, it could be tiny.
Yeah, I'm still gonna think we're probably around the 15 to 15 check mark, but like we've seen a lot, especially some of the worst rooms. Like the only thing is I didn't get to see a lot of the Mire because of the downtime. So the question is, have we seen Mire lobby? Have we seen TR lobby?
Right.
Like those pubs can get pretty nasty. But no, it's just a 10 check. Wow, that's a
And half
that
of
is-
them are small keys.
Yeah, that is a very small GT.
Finding the Wizard room in Mire and the Mire lobby, as you pointed out.
We get the GT warps. It's not terrible, but not really helpful. We get the basement of Mire.
Andy gonna opt to head to the left side of this lobby now, and that shows where the warps come out. And now we get the pipe room. More decisions to be made.
Yeah,
On
so
where to
small
go.
GT item-wise, but still a complex web of interconnections, unfortunately. So
Meanwhile, Olive about to find Lanmo. Gonna be taking the fight to Lanmo. Andy getting a small key here in GT, 1 of 5. solid fight there from Olive. Gonna get his green goo and crystal 4. We have made it to
a lot
maze.
a lot of routing around this GT, not item rooms. It's interesting. I guess we saw a lot of the item rooms and the other myths dungeons, and just not much here to find item check wise. But it's all those connection rooms that are just wrapping around on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the curious question is, could Andy have taken one of the other stairs? Like, instead of taking the left stair, if he took the right or the center, would he have just found Aga 2 at this point?
Yeah, it's very possible. We're going to bomb this open. We'll see where this takes us. And it's going to take us into the Landmo 2 fight. Andy going to opt to do it. No red square, which, and since these are super tiles, that means, or a super tile, I should say, going up in these next 2 rooms, this one and the next, is not going to take us to Aga Tower, or Aga 2, I should say.
Meanwhile, unfortunately, Olive into Myra, we know it's not here. I think we got some... We might have gotten, like, butter in here and cape, which just becomes more checks. Maybe that sends Olive into Smith Chain. But
yeah,
the thing is that I think ice is probably the first choice at this point. We know that door to the right there is going to be nothing, and we know that that is a dead end. So the center door, not the answer. There's still some stuff on the left side, but Andy's going to give one look at right side to see if maybe he can route this.
Oh, this is just a long room in general.
Yep. Luckily, we know that this, like, the going into this room, we don't have to go backwards. Like, if you find this room from the bottom left, it becomes a couple of choices, so we don't have to think about that. We do find Fishbone Room of Meyer, so gonna see if it's another key we could use. We're also gonna hit the switch.
Yeah, we want to be able to go south.
Oh, and he's just routed back on himself. That led back to that left side GT, so I guess the center door had something else. I missed a route here then. Oh, he wants the crystal switch flipped. Okay.
Yeah, that's smart. Heads up play to remember this.
Yeah, I think this has a lot to do with the fact that we're coming up on Meyer Lobby, and with all the extra little rooms to go through, he wants a couple more options, especially from the up door perspective, to hopefully find it. So, really heads up.
All right, does get the big key. And I thought we might get a flashing red square when we walked in here, but we do not. This is going to take us to an Ice Palace room. It's new, so Andy going to push the blocks, going to go through. We'll see where we end up.
Yeah, we know that that room connected to this, the icebreaker room would have been, oh, and that is a shutter door, so it looks like we might have to go through tile room to continue further.
Quite possibly. All right, Andy, if you're going that way, he didn't flip the switch again.
Yeah, so this looks like he's going to try some of the other Meyer doors. Honestly, not terrible. He can get the normal, like, early route of Meyer, taking that top right door here. And if that's not the answer, he could just Meyer rail clip into the door right below this. So a couple of checks easy for him. And instead we find the Ice Palace early plus room. I don't think he's going to go north. I wouldn't go north here necessarily, because that leads to the Ice Palace bomb jump, or at least the Ice Palace conveyor room. So we know that's a down door, so don't really want to hit that one yet.
This
definitely better options this direction.
Oh, this is going to be in that same area, but as you mentioned, it's not connected to the bomb jump, so this is going to be The Aga 2 room. So, you know, we said it could be a baby GT, but man, it was pretty complex.
Yeah.
I think this is what they say in Zelda 1, like the great equalizer of level 9.
Yeah, no, I've heard that before.
So, not a big Z1R player myself, but I know I know those dungeons, or at least level 9, is randomized in that regard. And solid Aga 2 fight for Andy. Now we just have to face Ganon. Olive deeper into Mire has his butter sword fighting Moldorm 2. Yeah, Andy getting a 189 collection out of this. Kind of high, I'd say. You know, I guess the 24 check Mire helps with that overall. But yeah, with the gold sword, this is going to be 6 slashes or pokes for phase 1, which is completed. Same thing for phase 2, which he is just poking away at the pig.
Gotta get those extra dashes in. You know, it's practice.
Tenderizing the pig. You know, you want the pig to just pull apart, not be tough. But into phase 3, got to get these 4 hits in, and that is going to be all 4, and off we go to phase 4 with the silvers. Going to get a double here at least, and just has to set up to get 2 more, and that'll do it. Get your GGs in chat for Andy and the Pugs. Going to take the W here, the first game of these teams meeting up with each other, and we'll see if we can get Andy in here for an interview.
Andy finishing in first with a 132.34. And not too long after that, I can't say for sure. I think, yeah, Olive does drop a forfeit as well. Not too surprising. This is one of those modes that, like, unless you're already on Aga 2, I don't think a lot of people want to finish out the fight, because, you know, if you're not in GT, do you really want to route around a GT by yourself?
No, you don't. You absolutely don't. But, so yeah, that's going to put the Pugs up to 15 points. And we'll see. We can chat with them when they get here. Andy has joined us. GG's.
Hey, GG's.
And Olive has joined as well. GG's.
Thank you, GG Andy.
GG's.
So I suppose you find the myths before me, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't have enough money for pod after Aga, so I did Hera first and got my first glove there.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
So
okay.
you guys,
I don't remember where the mitts were.
they were Skull Woods. So
Oh yeah.
you guys were very close. Andy, the biggest difference, Andy killed Moldorm, Olive did not. That, I mean, which isn't really a big difference, but that was like the main difference as far as what you guys had done. And then just the way the items kind of laid out, Andy got those mitts before completing Skull Woods, and Olive, unfortunately, you didn't. And that kind of led you to the pendants, which, you know, Jesse and I were hypothesizing that, you know, if the ice rod's in here, this could be really good. And then, as we said, the ice rod just kind of appeared. So
Yeah. Yeah. My thinking when I play this is that, you know, you try to complete the dungeon, but like if you are just missing one item and you find the boss, just leave. And unfortunately, I chose the wrong door and found Mutt before the myths. But I like this mode, honestly. I'm not it's like I played 4 in my life doors, but I like beginner. I don't know if I would like crisscross big shenanigans, but This one, I feel it's pretty nice. It's pretty fun. But yeah, you gotta find the items.
Yeah, outside of like the 2 gloves, everything was just kind of in the overworlds, which is, I don't know, it seems like the meta is do overworlds until there's no more left, and then dive a dungeon if you have to.
Yeah, that's
Because
what
nobody likes doing dungeons when they take 2 minutes or 10 minutes, right? So
Yeah. Now, you did get a hammer in a dungeon too, so.
oh yeah, that's true.
did.
I think that was before Go mode. That was the only dungeon that I couldn't full clear when I went in because of the hookshot pot.
Yeah, I went back for that. It didn't work. Didn't work. I was like, oh, that would be big brain. You gotta go back with hookshot. No.
My practice yesterday, you had to go back to Aga Tower with a bow to get your somaria, which was cool. This one was a little nicer, about 30 minutes nicer than yesterday.
Yeah, chat made sure to let folks know that this may be one of the nicest seeds as a whole of the week so far. So
Yeah, the dungeon were not too bad either. I didn't do them all, so I don't know like Ice and TR and GT, but the one I did, they were not too complicated to remember. Because I'm not tracking me, I'm using my brain. I don't know for you, Andy, but
I mostly used my brain, but I keep track of like the big hubs. So like when I found Pod Hub, I would mark that and like X off the doors that I've been in if they didn't lead to anything super important.
Yeah.
Meyer was kind of bad.
Yeah.
But other than Meyer, like Turtle Rock wasn't too bad. GT had Meyer Hub right off the rip, which was great. I love that. But other than that, GT wasn't too bad either.
we were thinking GT might actually be pretty small boy, considering what we'd seen, and then it turned out to be just all the stuff that didn't have any chests in it.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, oh, 10 checks, like little baby GT, 5 small keys, whatever. And then, yeah, it took a little bit, but
it was one of those like, look at the little baby, but then it's like, look at the big baby moments or whatever.
But yeah, I think I played pretty well. I don't know. I don't think I really made too many big mistakes. I feel like I got through all the dungeons pretty well. No major hangups. I only touched Hera for pendants, so that's also a nice W, I guess.
Indeed. Well, this moves the Pugs to 15 points. I believe game 2 is slated for tomorrow.
Yeah,
at some point.
I think it's tomorrow. Trinex versus Werfjig, sometime in the evening.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Pull the schedule up. You know, I'm really good at having my resources available to me as I
think at 10 tomorrow or something.
Maybe they haven't put it on the schedule yet. I know there was a discussion about waiting to see. So it is not scheduled. Werf in chat confirming.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they were leaking information about when we're playing. Anyway, there is a match coming up here in about 10 minutes. With Mitt DW versus Freddy. And that is going to be, as Sigma has said in chat, we're going to, if you guys are just listening, we're going to go down here for a minute. Y'all going to have to F5 once again, because some maintenance are going to be done. But yeah, GG's, guys. Any closing thoughts?
I can't believe Doors is in League. That's my closing thought.
Would you say you would eat your pants if Doors was ever in League?
Who are you quoting?
I've heard this rumor before.
Partially
somebody, me. Did I say I would eat my pants if Doors was ever in League? That does sound like something I'd say. Maybe a little ad-libbed, but you know.
I mean, the important news today is baseball started.
Dude, there's baseball, basketball, and carball today. It's a busy day for me.
Yeah, I'll be playing Teletar for Beer League, the unofficial league tonight. So I've got to get destroyed once again today. And after that, I gotta relax because I got a little cold. So.
Oh man,
Feel better, dude.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
Yep.
Yeah, GG's. Scary Olive, thanks for coming. Daaanty, Jesse.
Thank you guys. That's probably gonna do it for us. Big shout outs yet again to Fishing Boo for doing the tracking. Jesse, was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, thanks for signing up to join me today.
Yeah, was a pleasure. Thank you guys for tuning in. As Sigma said in chat, we are going to end stream here just for a brief moment for some maintenance and then be back very shortly for the next race. We'll see you guys next time.
Have a good one.